Say, how are you guys?
You're right. Yeah, not bad. You?
I'm doing well, thank you. So, how's the day so far?
Oh, it's been a busy one. It's been a busy one.
Fantastic, fantastic.
We're getting there.
Hey, Matthew.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Peter, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. Long time no speak.
So, guys, your debut single Quintessence is out on January 20th. So, would you like to tell me a bit about the songwriting and making of this first debut single?
Yeah, sure. I wrote a large portion of it. It was an idea that came into my head first, and then everyone else sort of just jumped on the energy of it. So it was just like, I don't know, I just had like a sort of fast-paced feel, and with us coming out the gates, I think it was Tom, who can't be here today unfortunately, but he wanted something that had more like sort of dancey elements in it.
Mm-hmm.
like all the synths and the keyboards, and obviously Fletch has thousands and thousands of stuff that could cater to that.
Yeah, as you say, it was nice because I think I didn't really write any of the keyboard parts. You kind of already mocked them up, and from my perspective, it was really just find a cool sound for them to be played on, which made life nice and easy, at least compared to some of our other ones.
And to be fair though, I just sent you the track, and you were just like, and I was just like, make this sound cool with keyboards, and then you just sent it with all of these cool keyboard sounds, and I was like, yep, perfect.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
I think it came together fairly quickly, at least in comparison to some of our other tracks and that.
Yeah, so yeah.
And any particular concept or a theme that was put behind Quintessence?
For me, it was kind of like I'm a big extrovert, so I love spending time with people, and so it was kind of like sometimes like it felt like going out and spending time with people was sort of like healing almost.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was like almost like I was sapping energy out of other people, like kind of like a vampire or something.
That's exactly where all my energy is gone. I'm the total opposite.
Yeah.
I'm a tier 5 introvert. Johnny just sucks all my energy.
That's why everyone else is in a heap in the corner. I'm just like taking everyone's energy. Yeah. So that was sort of the concept for it, like a social vampire of thoughts, just like stealing energy from people.
Yeah. And what's next for the band? Do you plan to come up with more songs and albums, or what's the plan?
We have lots of songs in the works.
Actually, yeah, we have like 5 or 6 in the works at the minute.
I think we're getting like an EP together at the minute, so we're working on new songs for that. Yeah, we're always just jamming and coming up with new songs basically, and working on them in our own time as well. So yeah, see what happens.
I think 5 or 6 is probably a low estimate. That's probably the amount we've got that are, I guess, nearly ready. But then there's all sorts of other like
the ones that are sort of like got a stable structure.
Yeah,
like,
There's a fair few other ones with like bits.
Yeah.
There are always ideas floating around, aren't there? So.
With how we like operate as well, like we operate together and alone. It's kind of like, so I'll turn up to practice and we'll create a song. We'll start creating a song, and then it'll be like, also, I have this, and I'll bring this forward, and then that'll be a song in the work. And then Fletch will be like, I really wanted to do something with this, and all of a sudden we've got 3 songs in the works.
Yeah, it's nice having that variety in terms of who starts the track, who adds to it, and in what order we go in, because I think each one has kind of ended up in a different order so far. And then there's obviously somewhere
I just like how different songs seem to come from different places. Like, like you say, either Johnny will start things off and come up with a guitar riff, or yourself will come up with like a cool melody on keys or something like that. And yeah, they just start from there. It's crazy.
Yeah, indeed.
And for Quintessence, you guys have put up a lyric video, but do you have plans to come up with an official video for this single?
Probably not this one. We've got ideas for videos of other songs that we've got in the works. So probably not for this one, but we are definitely planning some videos for future releases. So yeah, that's definitely, you know, near future possibility.
Yeah, Quintessence definitely only the first hit.
Yeah, I think we've certainly got some cool ideas for the video. It's now finding someone with the skills to bring it to life.
Yeah.
And I know Tom, our bassist, is very keen to do some of it himself. So we're going to be prodding him about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And would you like to tell a bit about Sonder and how did you guys all got together as a band?
Well, we have a very long history.
I don't think we have a long enough video for that.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to go with this one?
Years, haven't you? You two have known each other for years, and I think you've always done music since you were sort of at school.
Yeah.
And then we started our ex band called Curse of Dawn a few years ago, and then
a few years ago. That's like 10 years ago now.
long time ago. So we released a bit of music with them, and then we had a bit of a break while we were doing other things, and then we sort of come back together with this idea of doing cyberpunk somehow, or something along them lines. A weird concept, but I think this time within Sonder it's more of a, I don't know, cohesive idea. It's actually more themed rather than, I think we've found our sound almost in Sonder. We know what we want to go for. So yeah, we're all quite happy at the minute doing whatever music we want to do, really.
We were previously, all four of us actually were like previously in a band called Curse of Dawn, and then when that kind of stopped, we kind of like, you know, life just takes over sometimes and you all just like go in your own ways and stuff. But then like we came back together, like I think it was 5 years after Curse of Dawn ended, and we all got back together again, and we actually just seemed to gel more, even more than we did in Curse of Dawn. And we just I think me and Fletch specifically, our egos had softened a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think either of us have the traditional kind of really, really rock star ego, but I think we were both just passionate at times, and
like
you were
over passionate, and we butted heads quite a lot, and like not in a bad way, but like sort of we both wanted the song to be the best that it could be.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
But now it's more like if there's a bit that doesn't involve one of us as much, we're less like, oh well, I have to have a guitar solo, you have to have a. We're not like that anymore. It's more like whatever's best for the song.
The overall sound.
The overall sound of it.
Yeah, and I think something that helped for that is you obviously had Fight the Tornado to go off and drop your own ideas into, and similarly got Disconnected Souls, shameless plug.
That's what happened. Like in the sort of like 5 year gap between Curse of Dawn finishing, obviously Disconnected Souls, Fletcher's other band came out, like sort of formed, and I and me and Lynn's formed Fight the Tornado, which is our project as well. We've both, us and Fletch, have released albums and songs already in other projects, but we came together specifically with in Sonder as well. To and the cyberpunk sound is just like something that's just come kind of naturally, I think.
Yeah, I don't think any of us could have predicted that, because I mean, if we go back to Curse of Dawn, there was some folk metal in there was some prog, there was some symphonic metal.
I do think I touched up on with Curse of Dawn. I think we had less of an identity.
I do feel like we have more of an identity now. Yeah.
And it's not that any of our interests have majorly changed music-wise. It's just this is where we all gel the best nowadays.
Yeah.
And and the genre is quoted as cyber metal. So what exactly is cyber metal?
Oh, so
When
just
we
like-
figure that out, we'll let you know.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's obviously got a lot of cyberpunk themes. So it's got all like sort of synths and all like
Yeah.
all EDM sort of bits. Well, yeah. When we were searching for like, because we wrote Quintessence first, and then we were like, what genre are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is hard to put us in a category because obviously you do have me with maybe that adds more poppy symphonic vibes as well, because I've obviously got female voice and you and your growls, so there's all sorts of different
There's lots of elements
influences and elements going on really.
But yeah, I think like when we were searching up on like we were searching up a couple of bands at some point that we were thought like, oh, we have bits that sound like this, bits that sound like that, and quite a few of them came under a very obscure cyber metal genre, and then we were just like, I think that fits us the best, like looking at the bands that were in there.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, obviously genres and subgenres of music are always a very debatable point.
Yeah.
But there were a few bands listed as cyber metal, so it's obviously, yes, got some recognition from some artists, but it's small enough that we can go and carve out a niche there and make it our thing, which is the best of both worlds.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, though, in terms of the genre, it's just like, again, going back to Curse of Dawn, it was, oh, let's do all these really elaborate keys, parts, solo, widdly, whatever. Whereas now I'm just like, nah, program everything, use MIDI, just be as lazy as possible. And that's now just a case of...
The most excited you get now is when you find a cool vocal chops.
Yeah, exactly. It's just samples and that's what makes life nice and easy.
Yeah, plugins and samples for you to run through. Yeah.
So yeah,
yeah.
I think again that's what's contributed to that kind of distinctive sound now. And I think another thing that's probably worth mentioning is we've tried to kind of stick to what should be playable live as well, which again is a bit of a contrast from like Disconnected Souls, where it's just layers upon layers. So this really forces us to pick what's a cool thing. Okay, we've got an arpeggiator that's going bomb, 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 and then we'll just have a single lead over it or whatever. And
to be honest,
it just contributes to simpler.
I've noticed, and I think we've actually discussed it before, where you're like sort of like, I'm limiting myself to 3 keyboard tracks.
Yeah.
And like, whereas previously there was no limit. It was just keyboard. There was just as many as you wanted to fit in, and all we needed to fit in, for example.
Yeah, so I think that's a good writing exercise in itself, and it also contributes to the overall sound. And it means that I'm more focused on what is a super cool sound that would just bring this section alight, rather, because I don't have the luxury of layering.
Yeah.
And do you have a planned release for the next single?
Not at the minute, but we think
we know a couple of tracks that we want to release, so we're working on them and we're recording at the moment.
We're closing in on finishing a couple of tracks at the minute, and then it'll be like, once we've got them engineered and that, it'll be straight out as soon as we've got them. So I'm reckoning maybe a month or 2.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Unreasonable, is it?
No.
I think one of the decisions is who's mixing them. I can't remember why we got to with that conversation, but I don't anticipate it's going to be a big job.
Yeah. I mean, I think the mixing was, with the exception of the mixing of Quintessence, like, I'm happy with the overall product, but it took a little longer, I think, because of things in the studio engineer's personal life going on and stuff like that. But I think, like, if you take into consideration, it did take longer because of that, I think it'd be a lot quicker getting a second song out. Because I mean, we pretty much have like all the guitars and yeah, we have the guitars, the keyboards, the drums, and the bass, and the vocals, and then it's just like it's just like here's some money, put it together good.
Yeah.
So
Indeed,
it
indeed.
shouldn't take too long, I don't think.
No.
Are there any plans to go on live shows later this year?
Oh, I'd love to.
I would love to. And Sonder was made with the idea of playing live shows.
Yeah, so that is something we want to do.
Yeah, I mean, we are looking at, because we don't have a permanent drummer at the moment, so we would have to. We are looking. We've got a few interested parties, but we would need to get somebody. I wouldn't like. I don't think I personally. I'm not sure how the others feel. I'm not sure I would personally like to do a gig without a drummer.
No, I probably wouldn't go that far.
No, it'd be a little bit strange. But
it's finding one that fits in with what we're doing.
If one fits in and one is happy to do it and we can integrate them and stuff, then we'll be on to live shows as soon as we can. Definitely.
Yeah, I think we just need to work out the balance of time that goes to the EP versus music video versus live, because they all require different time and different constraints.
Yeah, we all have full-time jobs as well. So
yeah,
I think what you have to bear in mind is we all do have, busy lives anyway. So we're fitting all this in amongst daily life. And
it's not like either of us have any other music projects that we're busy with either.
No, it's not like Fletch has 8 music projects and we're doing all the stuff all over the place now.
No, but we fit in what we can.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And how do you look into the future of the band?
Oh, I'm feeling good about it.
It's exciting.
I'm feeling good about it. Like, as I said before, Quintessence is only the beginning, because like Quintessence, like it was so exciting and new getting together with the guys again after Curse of Dawn, after 5 years, Curse of Dawn breaking up. And it was just like going for the photo shoot and stuff like that. It was just like, it's just like the energies come back. The energies come back, and it feels a lot more like the energy feels a lot more
totally different. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, productive. I want to say. I want to say I feel like we're all.
We get together now, however short time it might be, and we get stuff done.
Yeah, I feel like we're all 2 feet in it now compared to previously. Like we're all in. We're jumping in, we're getting stuff done that needs doing, we're working on stuff at home in our own time.
And we have a lot of fun.
And it's great.
I think you're right. I mean, it feels effortless. I mean, we obviously all enjoyed the times with Curse of Dawn, but there were times where I don't know, didn't always feel like we were making progress. We didn't know what we were focusing on. You just
clunky and sluggish at points, like things were going really slowly.
Yeah, and we just didn't feel like we made the progress that we maybe could have.
Yes,
that time.
I think that's fair.
I think,
and there's no one to blame for that or anything. It's just that we've all got better at this. And I mean, now, as you say, it's
a lot better and with a lot of experience and knowledge when it comes to
from releasing other music in other projects as well. And also I think just that those experiences have probably altered our attitude a bit as well.
Yeah,
so we're coming back more experienced.
I think a key word for me is it feels kind of sustainable. Like I feel we could just keep going and do this for another 40, 50 years happily. And we're not going to be afraid we're going to break up like we did.
Screw fossil fuels. In Sonder is now the sustainable energy.
Exactly. We're operating full capacity.
Yeah.
Very efficiently.
Okay.
Yeah.
And talking about the songwriting, do you plan to focus on certain topics, or is it going to be diverse throughout?
I mean, when it comes to lyrics, I like to write about life events and personal matters, but also, you know, anything else that's relevant. So it could be absolutely anything that we write about. But when it comes to a theme, obviously we are sticking to this sound that we've got when it comes to the music. When it comes to topics, I think it could be anything.
I think
numerous things.
A lot of the time, I think the music arrived first, and then we're just like, anyone got any topics that are in the forefront of their mind at the minute?
You start getting inspiration from what you've got at the time and build it from there, really.
I think even if we try and pick a quite kind of, I guess, general or topic that's been done, we'll always try and find a unique angle on it. And that kind of thing. I mean, like with damage control, some of the stuff with that, we've obviously been looking at how we kind of deal with that topic, but in our style, because obviously, it's quite a powerful topic.
Cyberpunk, can you?
No, but like again with the video considerations that you were affecting.
And musically speaking, are you plan to continue with the same kind of thing that you have in Quintessence, or there'll be more changes and more genre changes in the future?
I think most of what we've got going on at the minute is reasonably fast-paced. So maybe not all of it is as fast as Quintessence, I wouldn't say, but it's the same sort of music style, and definitely like adding like the synths and having the guitars, and we've got the screaming vocals and the clean vocals. So, and we've got some fun sections as well, like the bit in Quintessence where it has like the sort of swing bit towards the end of do 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 do. Like we've got a couple of more fun sections like that going on in a couple of our up and coming songs as well.
Yeah, there's also a lot of kind of ambient-y stuff I foresee coming in, and just nice clean stuff. So it's going to still be cohesive, catchy, poppy songs, but with kind of interesting, I guess, proggy elements coming in around there too. It's just finding the balance, and lots of cool subs.
Sometimes me or Fletch will find a sound and be like, that's a really interesting sound. In what context can we use that?
Yes, exactly.
And then like sometimes an entire song will just pop up from that.
Awesome. And finally, any message that you want to give to the metal community around the world?
Ooh, messages. If you're looking for your fast-paced, cyberpunky synth, you kind of want EDM, you kind of want some fast metal with female vocals, male vocals, synths, everything thrown in. Quintessence is just the first single, so watch this space. We've got a lot more in the work where that came from. If it's your taste,
I guess all I'd say is thank you to everyone who's already listened to Quintessence. It's
like Quintessence,
always fun.
I'm overwhelmed by the support from Quintessence for being a first single for a new band that we've not released under this name before. Is just like been amazing, like the amount of like listens and stuff we've got on Spotify and YouTube.
I think we should probably give Holly a shout out because she's done a great job on the PR side of things and put us on some great playlists.
She dealt with the PR for Fight the Tornadoes EP. She's dealt with the PR for Disconnected Souls Existence, pretty much. And she dealt with it for us as well. And
she does a really
big shout out for Holly. She's got our lives organised for us.
Indeed.
Awesome. And Fletcher, Johnny, and Lindsay, I want to thank you, all three of you, so much for having this interview with me today. And thank you so much for Quintessence, and looking for more great music from you guys. And I wish you all the best.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's been a pleasure.
It's lovely talking to you. And speak soon, hopefully. All the best.
Fletcher. Take care, Johnny. Take care, Lindsay. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
See you later, Keith. Bye.
Bye.